Is that doing the preview?
Now it's showing me fixing my hair. Nice. Okay. All right. Hey, good morning, sixth grade. So I'm trying something a little bit different. I'm going live on my Gifted Guzman channel. My husband said this will be easier for me than trying to make the videos and then upload the videos. So I'm going to try this out with you guys this morning and see how this works. We are going to be going into taxonomy for the next 3 weeks. So it's something that we have to learn, and supposedly it takes us 3 weeks to learn. I bet you guys are going to learn it in the next few minutes, and then I'm going to give you the rest of the 3 weeks to investigate taxonomy and to learn about all of the interesting organisms that are out there in the world so that you can see what different kinds of life we have here on the planet Earth, okay? So I'm going to explain taxonomy and your assignment to you today, and then I'm going to set you free to go and explore, okay? So I'm going to show you my screen really quickly so that you can see what we need to do, all right? So you're going to go to your classroom. Either you're in my first period or my third period, so pick whichever one you're in, and you're going to go to classwork. Here are the calendars that I set up for you. This is this week, this is next week, and this is the third week. So again, it's 3 weeks worth of activities, and these calendars will tell you how you can use your time wisely so that you can break this up into little small amounts and do a little bit every day, okay? There's also an Ed puzzle video, so you're going to watch the video and answer the little questions. You should watch this first, okay? After you watch me, of course, because you should watch me first. Then you're going to watch this, and then you're going to go to your assignment, okay? So let's look at the assignment together. All the words on there just go over what I'm telling you right now in person, okay? So we're going to talk about taxonomy, which is how we identify as scientists, how we identify and classify organisms. Now remember, we use the periodic table in order to classify elements. Scientists like to classify things. We like to put things in little categories so that we know where they belong, so that when we discover new ones, we know what we're looking at, okay? The first thing you need to understand are these vocabulary words. If you don't understand these vocabulary words, you won't understand the system that we use in order to determine where an organism fits in our system, okay? The first word is unicellular. Unicellular, uni, like unicycle, meaning that it only has one wheel, right? A unicycle is that one-wheeled cycle that they sit on and ride. So uni means one. Cellular means made of cells. Cells are teeny, tiny, tiny microscopic things that come together and make up organisms. They can also come together and make up bad things like cancer, but they come together and they multiply and they make more and more and more, and they make stuff, okay? They're little tiny building blocks. So unicellular means that this organism is made of only one single cell. So it's a teeny, teeny, tiny microscopic organism that you can't see with your eye, but it lives, okay? And this is probably the type of life that we're looking for on other planets, is unicellular life. Multicellular, multi meaning many, multicellular means it's made of many cells, like us. We're made of many, many cells. Like your kitty that is probably sitting next to you right now watching the video, like your puppy, like your bunny. Even plants are multicellular, okay? Any organism that has any kind of complexity, which means it's complex, it's made of many parts, is going to be multicellular. We have cells for our brain tissue, we have cells for our muscle tissue, we have cells for our lung tissue, we have all these different things. And plants have all different kinds of parts as well that we'll learn about in 7th grade. They are multicellular, okay? 2 easy words. Then we get to words that look hard. Prokaryotic. Prokaryotic. This is a fancy science term meaning that those cells that we looked at earlier don't have a nucleus, which is a control center, which holds the DNA, and it's kind of, we consider it kind of like the brain of the cell. So prokaryotic, meaning no nucleus, no control center, they are unicellular, okay? They are one single cell They are very simple organisms, okay? Because they don't have that brain to tell them to be complex, they are prokaryotic. Eukaryotic has a nucleus. The way I often remember this is you are complex, you carry a nucleus. Eukaryotic, you carry that nucleus, okay? The nucleus is the control center that helps all of these organisms be complex, have multiple parts, tells these cells to be brain cells, these cells to be muscle cells, these cells to be bone cells, and so on, okay? Then we have heterotroph and autotroph, okay? Heterotroph is us, is puppies and kitties and bunnies and mice and birds and, oh, animals, yeah. Heterotroph means you have to eat food to get energy. You need to consume food to get some form of energy, okay, for life. So heterotroph means we eat food. Autotroph, if hetero means we eat food, the other organisms are plants and that's right, they make their own food with photosynthesis. So autotroph means they automatically make their own food using the sun and they don't have to go hunt for it, okay? So autotroph is make their own food. These are the 6 words that you really need to know before we can get into taxonomy. So the first project you're going to have is to create Google Slides for all of the vocabulary words above. You're going to use the name of the word, the definition of the word, and you can use the definition that I give you in this video if you want to pause it and type it and go back. Or there might be some definitions clues in here, okay? And you're going to have a picture of the word, and each of these is going to be on a separate slide. So you should have 6 slides total because there are 6 vocabulary words. You can use this last slideshow that I created as an example, so you can go and look at the slideshow to remind you what it looks like. But you guys are really good at Google Slides, so you know, okay? So that's your first task. So once you've done that, take a breath, relax for a little bit, okay? And then you're going to go to the next thing, which is taxonomy. Taxonomy is the science used to classify and name living things based on their characteristics. So we have 8 levels in taxonomy: domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. Now the reason we do this is because there are so many organisms out there on the planet that we needed a way to kind of put them together very broadly and then separate them out a little bit more and 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 a little bit more until we had really specific names for organisms so we knew what they were, okay? So up here at domain, we only have 3 levels. We've only split it into 3 different things. But way down here on species, we have close to 2 million on Earth, all right? So I gave you an example. This talks about the system. I'm not going to read it. You guys know how to read. But I gave you an example. Some people see an elephant and they think that's an elephant. But to scientists, it could be Loxodonta exoptata. See, I can't say these. These are all Latin. Or Elephas maximus or Loxodonta cyclosis. Okay? So there are just elephants alone. There are 3 different. There are actually many different, but most of them are extinct. So these are the ones that we currently have. So this is where you get into the exploration part. Project number 2 is you're going to find 2 organisms from each of the 6 kingdoms, and you're going to give me all of this information. Now, when you look them up, you're really going to find all of this information together. What's their name? What's their domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order? Because we give them this information all together in the taxonomy system. So you'll find all of this together. Unicellular or multicellular, prokaryotic or eukaryotic, biotic or abiotic. That goes back to something we learned before. Heterotroph or autotroph, where they can be found, in an interesting fact. Okay? And then once you have all 12 of them found and discovered, and you have this information chosen for them, and these are just pick one or the other. So if you want to, I'll show you in a minute what you can do to make this a little bit easier for yourself. Then you're going to create an Adobe Spark or a Powtoon. And yes, I'm even going to let you create a Google Slides or a Prezi, but they need to be pretty spectacular if you're going to just create those, okay? Let's go over this really quickly so that you know the domains and the kingdoms, okay? These are the 3 domains: eukarya or eukaryota, bacteria, and archaea. This tells you right here, okay, archaea are tiny, tough prokaryotes with no nucleus, and they are normally extremophiles. I'm not going to tell you what an extremophile is because it's something that you're going to learn about in your discovery, okay? So it's a secret. And then bacteria are prokaryotes, and they're small, ancient cells with no nucleus. So again, we have these little groups that have no nucleus, and they're teeny tiny cells. Now see how there's not a bunch in their kingdoms, right? They each only have one kingdom. But then we get to eukaryote or eukaryo or eukarya. There's a lot of different names for it, but eukarya nucleus, that's right. So they're larger, more complex cells, each with a nucleus inside a membrane and other membrane-bound structures that we'll learn about in the 7th grade. And then they have 4. Of the 6 kingdoms, there are 4 in this domain, okay? This chart is going to give you a little bit of information about each of the kingdoms, okay? I'm not going to read that again. You can read. And then there's some little hints here. I'm not going to read that for you because it's a surprise, special surprise. Okay. What I did in the next few, you should see that I'm on 5 of 16 pages. So this is 16 pages long. You don't have to use all of the 16 pages. However, this might be an easy way for you to organize your research. So first you look for an archaea bacteria. You find one, you tell me what the name is, you just type it here, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Then you go, oh, well, I know that it's unicellular because it's archaea bacteria. So you can highlight that and bold it to let yourself know that that's what it is. Or you could highlight this part and delete it. That's how simple this part of the assignment is, okay? It's just a really simple way to look at it and understand all of the information, okay? So you fill these out. You can fill them out for all 12. You don't have to. This is just something that I suggested that you do so that you can keep all of your research together. This document is going to be in your classroom with instructions so that you can look at it anytime you want. This video is going to be up so you can look at it anytime you want if you need some help. We are going to have a quiz sometime soon. So I'm going to put a secret word in this video to make sure that you're watching the video. So, if you've watched all the way to the end, the secret word is going to be, should it be blobfish for Jordan? Should it be wolves for Noelia? Should it be Super Smash Brothers for Chase and Nathan? I think for me, since I like this organism, I'm going to go with giraffe, okay? Giraffe is the secret word, so you'll see it on the quiz. The secret word is giraffe. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. If you need anything, remember, you can always email me, send me a message through Google Hangouts, okay? Or send me a message in the classroom. All right? Do well, and if you need anything, I'm here.